Modem. Somewhere in your home sits a shelf of black boxes with blinking lights. When the internet dies, you walk over, unplug them, count to 10, and hope. Honestly, most of us can't say what a single one of them actually does. Half of them even look the same. Flat, black, a row of sockets on the back. So we call all of them the router and move on. But each one has exactly one job. And once you know the jobs, the whole shelf stops being a mystery. The first problem, the signal from your provider's cable arrives as smooth, continuous waves. Your laptop only understands ones and zeros. The two sides don't share a language. That's why the first box exists. It converts the incoming waves into clean ones and zeros, and does the reverse for everything you send out. The name is short for modulator-demodulator, and every photo, every video and message entering your home passes through it first. The limit: one port, one device, no Wi-Fi. In a home with 10 screens, that's a real problem, and the next box solves it. Router. This is the box that turns one connection into a whole household. It builds your private home network and gives every device its own internal address. Like apartment numbers inside one building that shares a single street address. When you stream a video, a system called NAT works like the building's front desk. It delivers data arriving from outside to your apartment, not your TVs. Thousands of deliveries a second, never mixed up. It also broadcasts your Wi-Fi, which is why it gets all the credit and all the blame. But it creates nothing by itself. Without the first box feeding it, it's a building with no road outside. And the 4 wired sockets on its back? A desk with a PC, a console, and a printer will fill them in minutes. Switch. The port multiplier. 1 cable in from the router. 8, 16, or 24 wired sockets out. And it does not split the connection blindly. Every device carries a factory serial number called a MAC address, and this box memorizes which number sits on which port. When your PC requests a huge download, the data travels down one exact cable, never to the printer or TV by mistake. That precision keeps the network fast. Its weakness? Cables only. No addresses, no Wi-Fi, a specialist, not a manager. I personally keep one under my desk, and it's the most boring, reliable thing I own. Which leaves the devices that never had a cable socket to begin with. Access point. This is how one Wi-Fi network covers an entire hospital. Run a network cable to the ceiling of any room. Attach this small disk, and it plays the wired signal into the air. A loudspeaker for data. Hotels and stadiums mount dozens, all broadcasting the same network name, so your phone jumps between them and never notices. At home, one of these is the strongest fix for a room where Wi-Fi barely works. The price: you must bring a real cable to that exact spot. And if drilling through walls sounds like a weekend you don't want, there's a lazier option. Repeater. Quick question. How many of these boxes are running in your home right now? Drop the number in the comments. And if this is finally making sense, the like button genuinely helps the channel. Now, the lazy option. Plug this into a wall socket between your router and the weak zone. It catches your Wi-Fi from the air and broadcasts it again. No cables. 5-minute setup, and usually cheap. The trade-off is speed. With one radio doing both the listening and the repeating, older models can cut your speed roughly in half. You're buying coverage, not performance. Placement decides everything. Put it where the signal is still strong. A repeated copy of a weak signal is just weak in a new place. It's a quick repair, not a real solution. And none of these boxes would matter without one small part you've probably never seen: NIC. Everything on this list sends signals somewhere. This is the part that catches them. It's the network hardware in your laptop, phone, and console. The chip doing the actual talking, wired or wireless. It also holds that serial number, the MAC address the switch was memorizing earlier. Most days, you never think about it. Until your Wi-Fi disappears for no reason, and the cause is a broken driver, the small program that controls this chip. If the hardware dies, a USB version costs a few dollars. It has carried every message you've ever sent, and nobody has ever thanked it. But a connection works in both directions. If your device can reach the whole internet can reach back. Firewall. This is what stands in the way. A rule checker between your network and everything outside. Traffic you asked for. The website you opened and the game you're playing all passes through it. An unknown machine testing your address gets blocked silently before you ever know it knocked. Almost every home router has had one built in for 2 decades, and your computer runs a second one in software. Picture a doorman holding a printed list of rules. No arguing, no drama. The door simply does not open. Its limit: it cannot protect you from what you invite in yourself. Click a dangerous link, and you have personally walked the threat past the door. Still, it turns your network from wide open into locked by default. And the door it guards has an official name: Gateway. The crossing point between 2 networks that follow different rules. Your home network uses private addresses. The public internet uses a completely different system. Data crossing between them must be repackaged to survive the trip. Think of a travel plug adapter. Your charger doesn't change, the foreign socket doesn't change, but between them sits one small converter, making the connection possible. Here's the twist: you already own one. Your router has been doing this job the entire time. Open your network settings and you'll find it listed as the default gateway, usually at an address like 192.168.1.1. Every website you've ever loaded, every message you've ever sent, left your home through that single address.